Hey guys, it's Sunday, 3:15. I've been quick what I'm up to. I've been putting the master under, well, let's go start from where I really am. Got my brake hoses onto my calipers. Hang on, I'm going to do something for Ziggy in a minute. Hang on. How's that? Has it gone back up there? Yeah, right. Anyway, calipers. Brake hoses on the calipers. So that's cool. What else? Oh yeah, putting the master cylinder back in, or the servo. Some of you may remember, may not remember when I mopped it up. I was basically using a broom handle as a steering column, because I hadn't had the steering column in yet when I made this this pedal box, and the bugger was, it turns out, I don't know if you can see on that grommet that goes through the floor that it's got, it's an offset grommet. And never in a million years did I assume that this steering column wouldn't have gone down through the centre of the hole. But anyway, it didn't. It was offset by about 5mm, and it brought it too close to my pedal box. So I ended up moving the pedal box across about 6mm, just to get it in next to the steering column, and I've ended up scratching the paint over it, so I'll have to touch that up. So I'm just getting the pedal position sorted out now. Mary's got short little legs, but I think up there is a bit too much. It's about 11-12 inches, so it needs straightening out. So I'll take the bend out of there and straighten it out a little bit, because there's quite a lot of travel on it. So I just need to do some careful measuring and get it in the right position, basically, and then get it painted and get it back on. So we're in the middle of that. I did find some, I don't know what I've done with them now, but some nice little cotton reels for the to make us the insulators from that. Well, then, yeah, oh no, that's an old one. No, that's no good. I thought that was a new one, but it's do you know, it's never been on, but it's crap. But never been fitted to anything. Buggered. Yeah, so I'll look out for some more of those. That one's a new one, another one. So yeah, that was something that I'd found, but that's about as much use as chocolate teapot, that bugger. So there's no good going on. So anyway, so for the insulators for the fuel pumps, so get that done. Now I've been thinking about this favourite car TV programme or movies. Well, I agree with a lot of you guys. Over in Britain we had a lot of American TV, Rockford Files, and BJ and the Bear was brought up the other day. That was something I remember loving, that programme. Starsky and Hutch and all the greats. Something did remind me of what Mary said when we watched. I think me and Mary had been going out for a couple of years by then, and I had a Ford Sierra, which is well, in Britain we call them jelly molds, but they're quite similar shape to the race cars in the Days of Thunder film. And I remember going to watch the movie with Mary, and along with, you know, loads of other young people, and the car park was mayhem outside. It was crazy. People were racing around, and it was good fun. But I suppose, being British, I ought to choose something British. I mean, there's lots, but I ought to really choose British made films, and one of my all-time favourites has got to be made in the year I was born as well. The Italian Job with the Minis. But one of the things was at the right at the start of the film where I think it's a Lamborghini or something like that hits the front of a Dozer. Oh, watch all these films and all these fantastic cars get smashed up. And then when a bit later on, where I think there's an E-Type and other things that get crushed up by an international wheel loader and shoved off the side of the road. And it's like, oh no, it makes you want to cry. But yeah, the 3 Minis that were racing around.
Pretty car. Paid for? Tony, they're really getting rather close.
Even down to the bus. I went to school on a bus like that with twin steer front wheels on it. But then there's the James Bond series. I mean, you've got all sorts of makes cars, even Citroen 2CVs. But lots of great films, lots of great cars. Obviously the Aston Martins, etc. More recently BMWs, and back to Astons again. There's the American one where he does the flip over the river, I think. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go with those. We had a TV series in the UK called The Sweeney, and so we had some Mark II Jags and Ford Granadas. I used to love all those as well.
Taught you to drive? Evel Knievel. Pardon?
But yeah, there's lots of good ones. I think I like anything that involves a car. So I'm going to go with the Italian job, I think. Anyway, right. So I'll catch up when I got that brake sorted out. All right, guys. Do you know what? I've been fanning around here like a buffoon trying to work out how much to take off, put on, whatever. So in the end, I've just made a template at the side of what the side of the piece I've actually got at the moment, and where I'm at. So I've just I mean, it's only obviously when you're bleeding it, you have a pedal ever going to go to the floor, but at least it gives me a chance of working out where to make my cuts. I'm basically going to put it there, and then I'm going to, because it's still 7 inches when I leave it there, so I'm going to take a little bit off there, or out of there, little V, just to straighten it out a bit. It's, 6 inches being there, there's a lot to come out really, but it's virtually straight, but it doesn't look like straight, doesn't look it when it's in there, but anyway, there you go. Well, I got kind of involved in this with the brake master cylinder, just upside down in the voice, because it was leaking. I'll do this without, so that's how it naturally sits in the car. And I noticed it leaking down through the bore. I mean, it's probably buggered, but thought I'd have a look at it anyway, have a muck around. I've got brake fluid everywhere now on my fingers and everything else. So what I did notice was the seal that's on this little shaft here had loads of rust crud all around it, so there's a few marks on this piston here, so I might give it a quick rub up with a bit of paper and see what happens. But I think if this is the non-pressure side, this is just the that's the pressure part of it there. For I think it's for the back in one of the fronts, because it's a tandem system, so it's for the back in one of the fronts is off of this seal, and then there's another one further down in for the other front off that pipe. So for the sake of it, I'm going to have a bit of a play with it and see if I can clean it up and get it to work. If not, it'll be back on eBay again. Okay, so there's my template. There's my prepared area. So hopefully we'll be in the right place at last. Well, the last bit to do now is just because it's a 50s car, has a cool little round brake pedal pad, so I've just cut off the modern one. It's got a weld stud on the bottom. Like that. Take the head off that in a minute, just to make it a little bit prettier. And weld that on, and then that's all complete. All I've got to do is paint it up.
Waterproof or weatherproof.
So whilst
whip.
watching Greg talk about electrics for Big Eric, I'm watching paint dry as well. Just prime them. Just doing rattle cans just up underneath the bulkhead of the car, so I'm not too excited about the finish. As long as they're black and shiny, that's good enough. So a rattle can black and a rattle can primer. Looks like Matt, Jim and Angel are getting it done in that garage, and I'm watching more paint dry. So I think that's it for me, guys. I'm going to get on indoors, have a splash around in the bath like an old fat duck,
Oh, you haven't done that yet.
and then
I met the operator.
get the what's his videos uploaded. So tomorrow I'll get out here and put that back in. Now it's dried out properly. Alright guys, thank you very much for all everybody who subscribes and makes comments. It's much appreciated. Thanks very much guys. Cheers. Bye bye.